Collectors are up in arms as bots descend on Walmart Collector Con and more snake men are coming to Walmart. Join us as we discuss this and much more right now on Toy Habits Live.
And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits. I'm Michael.
And I'm the Toy Sorceress, and you're watching Toy Habits Live. How's it going, Michael?
I'm good, just trying to get over the shock of Walmart Collector Con on Friday. So the weekend helped a lot, trying to stay busy like a mad person, trying to clean out the garage and just not think about it.
Oh my God, if I could say it was a total S show.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to grab anything on Friday morning. I did pre-order a couple of Street Sharks, but they were on other sites anyway, so got no Motu. But we'll get into that anyway. Hence my WTF on the thumbnail.
Yeah, totally. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I got out for rode my bike to lunch, so that was fun.
Nice.
Ran some errands this morning, got some stuff done, and had some fun toy hauls over the weekend. So I'll share some of that at the end of our show. How are you? I see you have a little bit more stuff filled out in your space.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to start moving stuff down to this room. And I was like, oh, those are easy to move. I'm not like, those aren't the permanent place, but it makes life a little more interesting behind me.
Exactly. I know how that is. I lived with sort of like this for a while. So it'll be fun when you have that all filled out, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, me
Speaking
too.
of seeing it, you're actually going to get to see my toy room in person at the end of the month. Right?
Yes. Yeah, so excited. Yes, such a great idea you had.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, WonderCon is at the end of the month. I believe it starts on the 29th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I figured, hey, we got that announcement that Hasbro is going to have a panel on Saturday the 30th. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, this is in Anaheim. It's not that far from me. Like, why the heck shouldn't we go? So I went ahead, bought tickets, and I'm like, hey, Michael, why don't you come down? And it was an awesome idea because I think we'd have a blast. So you're going to get to join me. And my hubby, and we're going to have a blast going to WonderCon.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, so like where the Toy Sorceress is either within driving distance or a short flight. So I was like, why the heck not, right? And hopefully we'll get to meet Emily and Lenny from the Hasbro team, who I think are supposed to be there.
Yeah, I think they are supposed to be there, and they're going to have some new G.I. Joe reveals at the panel, which is awesome. They talked about, I think, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, and I forget what other property that they were going to be doing some reveals for, but that's going to be a lot of fun. So it's going to be awesome to actually get to see that in person. I haven't been to WonderCon in, I want to say maybe like 14 years. It's been forever.
Right.
When I first got
I don't think I've ever been to a WonderCon ever, so I think this will be my first. I've been to several Comic-Cons, but never WonderCon.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, and they did have some vintage toys, so it was fun to shop for that stuff. But it's going to be really neat to see if we have other toy companies joining in on the con. I'm not sure exactly who's supposed to be there, but we're going to be there to cover whatever news we can while we're walking the show floor. So it'll be a fun experience, and then maybe some warm-up for what's to come for San Diego. So, be patient with us because we'll be probably working out some bugs and stuff, figuring out how to bring you guys some live coverage.
Yeah, I have some ideas. So we'll figure out a game plan. So
we'll figure out a game plan. But in any case, we'll be covering it, whether live or post visiting. But we will be bringing you this stuff as soon as we could.
Awesome.
Which is awesome. So we got the chat is hopping. We can check in and see who's all here and dive into the S show that was this week. Toy news. We got Damien Ristori, crew member Eddie Rodriguez is here. Crew member Dwayne Otley is also here. Crew member Robert Alessandrini is joining us. Awesome. Remember, Joe Coleman is in the house. Joe actually mentioned he's going to be at WonderCon, so maybe we can meet up and say hi in person.
Amazing.
Really
awesome.
Fun. That is going to be so much fun, Joe. All Music Fan is here. Crew member Neil Hunter Hyde is joining us. How's it going, Neil? Right hand of Skeletor. I love that name. Our awesome crew member Frankie Rivera, who won our King Grayskull giveaway last week. Frankie, how's it going? Congratulations on winning that. We got King Panther. Crew member Rob 2023 is joining us. Smetty 45 is here. Crew member Joshua Robbins is joining us. Laser Eye 21A. We got Extendar, and Extendar was spotted, so Extendar, watch out. We've seen the Motu Origins version of you. Crew member Giraffe is also joining us. Nanya Biz is here. Bry Guy 75. Is that Fry Guy? I'm just totally kidding because I love McDonald's memorabilia, so that's a great name. Lord Hoagie is also here. Crew member Michael Herrera is joining us. Bobby D is also here. Crew member Ryan Cole is joining us. Crew member Low on Life is here. Cora is also joining us. And we got crew member Motu D is here. Daniel Ristori, thank you so much for the $4 or £4, I think it's pound, super chat. Damien says, who's everybody's favorite snake man or woman?
Oh.
Asking the chat. And if it's one of them that Walmart's selling, I don't know if we're gonna get one. We'll see.
Totally.
Crew member and a friend of the channel, Dan Diego is here. How's it going, Dan? Good to see you. Javier Rios is also joining us. I think I already got none of your biz. Dale Warner is also here, and Jason Clark. Crew member Hega is also here, and I'm only going to go to one or two. Jeffrey, Mick Alexander, without faults. Oh, friend of the channel, Jason Tran. Great to see you in the chat. And Mike, can I tell you, I got nothing at Walmart Collector Con for Motu on Friday. And what does Jason do? He goes and finds me a freaking mutated Mossman at the Mattel store, sends it to me on Friday, and it came yesterday. Jason, you are awesome. Thank you so much. I like to display him in like all his mossiness, so I took off his chest armor. But thank you so much, Jason. That was super nice of you. Good to see you in the chat. Skyglan 360 is here, and so many more. Good to see everybody. I'm just flashing your names on the screen. But Michael, why don't we go ahead and say hi to the crew, because the crew is growing, and then we'll dive into the news.
Yeah, sounds good. Yes, we want to welcome Alex, King Cobra, JT Brunick, Zeus Ramos, and our friend Ramen Toy to the crew. I thought that was awesome to see Ace in there.
Welcome, everybody. That is so cool.
Very cool. Ace also gifted a few Toy Habits memberships to random people who are in the stream. I think that's how that works.
That was super awesome. Nice. And actually popping in at the last second is Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess, which you joined this morning for a fun coloring session on her show.
Yes.
So,
that's
so cool.
I can show you here. Let me get into solo mode. I was a guest on Allison's wonderful channel. She does toy coloring on her channel as well. So we picked to color Bo this morning, and it was a wonderful chat. I had a great time, and I didn't have to think of all of the hot mess of Walmart Collector Con and every other thing that's on my mind.
This was actually toy therapy for you, wasn't it, Michael?
Oh, it totally is. Yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome. That looks like it's so much fun. That's great. So let's go ahead and dive into the news, and we're going to start with Collector Con, and I can't say that without sighing because it was just a hot mess. So we actually did get a little bit of intel after the whole debacle. Oddly enough, so I woke up early on Thursday morning for the first day of Collector Con, like at 6:30 a.m. Got downstairs and got ready for this, and I had to go somewhere for work, so I was ready and loaded. Put my order in for Night Force Shockwave. That was all good. Nothing else really good came up on Thursday. So the next morning, obviously, we have all the Motu stuff coming up for Collector Con. And I think we were like caught up on the website stuff. So I said, okay, I'll wake up at 6:45 this time. I get up at 5 a.m. the rest of the week. So I wanted to sleep a little. My alarm clock went off at 6:45. I was like, oh, I probably have 2 or 3 minutes. I laid there. I freaking fell asleep. I woke up at 7:03 and panicked. And I was like, oh my God, it's already started. I'm like, but I'm only like 3 minutes late. I should be okay. I picked up my cell phone to see if I can order anything. Everything was already sold out. And then tell everyone what happened with your trying to purchase experience as well.
Yeah, mine was so weird because I had shopping cart issues the day before, and so I would add stuff to cart, but it wouldn't let me check out. And I was like, well, I hope this gets ironed out for Friday because I don't want this to happen. So I was messing around with the Walmart shopping cart kind of late Thursday night. Everything seemed okay. And then lo and behold, when everything hits, I have that shopping cart issue again, which lasted only for like maybe 30 seconds and then it got fixed. And then by the time that I actually had checked out, everything was sold out.
Yeah. And so just to share a real-time experience, and some of you probably watched. So Mad Hatter actually filmed, he had his a live stream of his purchasing experience. He logged in at exactly 7 o'clock. Like he was on there before 7 a.m., refreshed exactly at 7 a.m., put the stuff in his cart, went to check out. And as he did that, everything sold out within under a minute. So we all know why, Michael. We got some intel as to what happened and why things sold out in under a minute. That is not normal. I can see these things are super popular and they were probably going to sell out in 2 or 3 minutes normally. But tell everybody what happened.
Oh, right. So we get a fair amount of email coming to our toyhabits@gmail account. And so like, I don't know, like maybe half a day into Walmart CollectorCon, we get an email from somebody that actually contacted Walmart's customer support and confirmed that most of the orders, he said, were pre-queued and already bought by Walmart bots. And so I think that's how they got eaten up so much or so fast. I don't really know like how you can like pre-buy stuff that's not even up for order yet, but that seems so unfair.
Oh my God, totally. Especially if it's an exclusive item. It's not going to be available anywhere else, and it's totally popular, and it's so messed up. And wow, Mr. Home Arcade, you are awesome. Gifting 10 Toy Habits memberships. I can't thank you enough for your generosity. That is super cool. So 10 of you out there are going to get Toy Habits memberships for this month. Thank you, Mr. Home Arcade.
Thank you, Mr. Home Arcade. So nice.
So nice of you. That is awesome. Yeah, so this was not a fun experience. A lot of people were disappointed. A lot of people did not get to buy what they wanted. Night Force Shockwave is still up. I'm gonna go to the not so bad stuff first. So he's still available for pre-order, but go ahead. I was just going to say they did put some up on Hasbro Pulse, and that sold out pretty quickly. But if you didn't get one and you want to roll the dice, you're feeling lucky, go ahead and try and pre-order it here on Walmart. Hopefully they don't cancel these. If it's still available now, it's been several days. We should be okay.
Yeah, I don't think they would cancel this. Hopefully everybody got wise and went on to Hasbro Pulse and got it there. I think that's typically what happens. It was funny because I was getting DMs from Instagram and also from texts from friends. They're like, "Oh, do you think this will go up on Mattel Creations?" And I was like, they don't really do that. So it's like that would be nice if they put like some aside to go up on Mattel Creations and some aside for Walmart, but not everything on Walmart.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't do all of them, but like we've seen Duplico here and there pop up on Mattel Creations, so maybe they may do something. If Mattel wants to be right by fans, they really should offer those on Mattel Creations because nobody got to buy them. I mean, it was a total mess. We also had some Street Sharks go up, but we're going to talk about that. We'll put a pin in it for another conversation. But the thing that everybody wanted to get was the Turtles of Grayskull deluxe figures. So we had Moss Man, which again, Jason Tran, super nice of you to send me one because he's really cool. You know how much I love Mossy. This guy, hardly anybody. The bots got to get him, right? I know, you weren't able to get anything.
Nope.
People in the chat, tell us, were you guys able to order this stuff? We'd like to know.
Yes, and yes, the Grasp and Terror are Walmart exclusives. So yeah, just word of caution. Hopefully, I mean, maybe there's a chance that they can come back in stock, or they just start showing up on shelves like Duplico did in some areas.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath.
No.
Probably not going to show up. But you know, and also the other one that a lot of people wanted to get was the deluxe crane, which is really awesome, and I have him as well. But you know, it's for these sought after figures, for Walmart to screw this up so badly. They needed to have some kind of mechanism to stop the bots or filter the bots out, or you know, add a CAPTCHA at the checkout to make sure it's human trying to check out, to at least filter that out. And I don't know how many purchases the bots buy. Do they do like one at a time and every single checkout, or are they buying hundreds, or you know, at once? Because if Walmart sees like these big quantity orders, they should just cancel those. And I don't know. What do you think?
They're not that sophisticated. They're still kind of back in 80s technology with their mainframes, DOS command prompt, and things like that. I still have friends that work there, and they just haven't really stepped into the 2020s. So yeah, I'm not surprised that they don't catch the bots, but it's unfortunate because we have the situation where it basically screws like 99% of the public that wants these figures.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate that like Walmart is the one that's getting these sought after figures as their exclusives. You know, when things come out for Target, I think they're much more readily available on the shelf, or at least I know they sell out kind of fast online, and sometimes Target cancels some orders, but they're nowhere near as bad as Walmart is.
Right.
And then speaking of, you know, Walmart exclusives, so all of this was in a show. Everybody had a bad time. Okay, so Joshua Robbins, let's see what he says. No, have them in the cart, Lord. Oh, go ahead, read it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I think this is the same thing that happened to me. So yeah, he says I had him in the cart, Lord Grasp and Terror. Hit buy it. It said out of stock, but they showed they had 2 of them. I tried again and it was out of stock. I went in that cycle a few times and I was like, what the heck is going on? Sometimes that happens when stuff immediately hits the site and then it corrects it, because every time that Mattel Creations put something up for sale, you refresh right when the thing goes and it says out of stock, and then the next time you refresh, it says pre-order. I was like, wait.
Yeah. Exactly. So it looks like a lot of people have this same experience with it basically selling out in their cart. How can a bot pre-buy if a human can't? That's a mess. Totally agree with you.
I don't know if everybody knows how bots work, but they're basically they're very fast computer scripts that people write, and they execute one command, and they're like all these commands to like add something to cart, get an address, get a credit card, and buy. So fast. It's so fast. Like a human can't touch it. And I guess you witnessed all of that on Friday.
Yeah. To where it's done, you know, within seconds. So it's very unfortunate that this was the case. I'm probably just gonna write off, you know, either wait to get these figures, or you know, have to resort to the aftermarket, which is something I hate to do. And it's just really unfortunate that they're giving Walmart these exclusives. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. But if you all feel better, a lot of us out in the community are all in the same boat, so we can be sad and commiserate all together in the same vein, because this was just not a fun shopping experience. And to put more salt in the wound, Michael, we have some other news that we actually dropped today that's going to make us all feel worse, because we just learned that there's 2 more Motu Origins figures that are going to also be Walmart exclusives. And these are going to hurt to me more than anything, because I super want one of them to go with my Eternia playset. That's right, Michael, dive into that.
Yeah, so, you know, we got some intel that Reptilax and Vipor, who have been teased on card art, box art, whatever, are coming to the Motu Origins line, but they are also coming to Walmart, unfortunately. So that makes me really, really mad.
Yeah, it makes me super upset. Like, I really was looking forward to Vipor, especially because how awesome would he look sitting, over here on top of like Viper Tower? Like, that would be incredible. And I so want that figure, but why'd they have to give it to Walmart? Like, it's
I don't know.
so upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, like
Honestly,
fans are getting the shaft right and left, but Motu LA TV, who's a huge friend of the channel, what is up, my friend? Yes, international fans are suffering too because of Mattel Creations shipping issues too. So it's like everything is coming together really, really closely and in just full force against rest of the world and people who actually want these figures for their collection.
yeah, it's so unfortunate. And it is that the Snake Men are Walmart exclusive now. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And like, international fans are getting the shaft with Mattel Creations because they weren't able to order it. And now all the rest of us are also getting the shaft because we can't ever buy anything with Walmart. I mean, they had this huge CollectorCon event. Everyone was like totally looking forward to it. And what do they do? Like pull the rug right out from under us before anyone had the chance to buy them. So it's an unfortunate state of affairs.
Yeah, I'm with Pridarium Hanger. Why does Mattel even bother telling us these are coming out just to take collectors off? And it's funny because a lot of times Mattel won't tell you things are coming out. We tell you things are coming out before they do. It's
Exactly. That is so true.
Yeah, but it is kind of like a slap in the face of like, oh, here are these really cool things that were meant to be in the Powers of Grayskull line for you to collect and enjoy, and nobody can enjoy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's like, Ryan, it's not that Mattel hates the money because those bots bought the figures. The figures still got sold. They're just going to the wrong hands. So then they can go back and flip them, scalp them. I think it's Flip War. He's probably running all of the levers on the bots and trying to flip the figures and make more money off of them.
Yeah. So
that's who we have to blame.
Walmart CollectorCon is twice a year, and so we haven't seen Necroconda yet, and that's another Walmart exclusive. And so there are now 3 Snake Men pinned down for Walmart. I don't know, either Walmart CollectorCon or whenever they plan to put those up for pre-order. But I definitely think Mattel should learn from this. They should set aside some stock on Mattel Creations and actually tell us when those figures are going to go up. Because I remember when Dark Evil Lyn came on, they had put on Duplico, they had put on some more figures, and like they had no announcement that Duplico
nobody knew. No, because everyone was busy trying to order the Evil Lyn figure. Unless you went back and went onto the Shop Motu page, you totally missed it.
Right. It's like, why would you even go there anyway? Because they don't really have much in stock or much to buy. It's just like stuff that are Mattel Creations. They're just kind of sitting there because they didn't sell all their stock.
I know. I understand trying to keep the line healthy, not overproduce things, not have stuff sit on shelves and warm shelves, and then kind of give the line a presence of like, oh, it's fans lost interest or anything like that. We don't want that environment. Of course not. We want people to be excited. We want them to be able to buy the items. And yes, maybe there should be a smaller number, of figures to make it feel a little bit more exclusive, but not to the detriment of any fans being able to get it, right? Make them the proper amount, sell them so that it's easy to get them. The last thing you want is a frustrated fan base to make people upset to the point where they'll probably just stop collecting the line because it's so impossible to get stuff. I mean, they may get to that point.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of comments either in like our Instagram. It was blowing up in the comments today, and like people are like, "I'm done with Origins," and seeing a lot of comments like that. It's super frustrating. It's not fun, and I think I also agree with Solar Ikawa. The sellout issues with exclusive are a known thing. This is also a Mattel issue too. So we have to. It's both companies.
Yes. Well, Mattel is making the choice to give these to Walmart as an exclusive, and then Walmart is not doing anything about a known issue that they have to allow fans to actually buy the product. So I blame both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I unfortunately had the experience of working for Walmart.com in their user experience and design department back in the mid 2010s. And what I saw from there is like they basically the revenue that they make from the website is a rounding error to what they make in sales for their stores. And so they don't really put a lot of time and effort in making sure that no bots come on or like the buying experience on the site is even good.
Yeah. But it's like my question is, so why bother putting on these very highly publicized events like a collector con and not do something about making sure the collectors are the ones who actually get to buy the products?
Right. Yeah, it's
right?
not Walmart. Like BotCon is for Transformers. Like Walmart Collector Con should not become BotCon.
No, they're gonna have to call it BotCon from now on,
Yeah,
because
right.
that's exactly what it turned into.
It's like they go up for pre-cancel on BotCon. There we go. Yeah, but some people in the crew were able to snag some, so like more power to you. I know Dan Diego, Neil Hunter Hyde, there are a few that actually made it through. I think I would have made it through if I didn't have the like shopping cart issue in the first like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I apologize for falling asleep and missing it, because I was going to be your backup plan, but probably by the time I realized it and tried to help you out, it would have sold out anyway. So
yeah, and Rob, said, why don't they just do a subscription service? There's no excuse. Every fan wants them. I mean, they have a dedicated fan base that actually wants these, and like I would do a subscription service just to like, just have it easier and not have like this much grief about it.
I know, because like, if it's in Mattel's best interest to keep fans happy, keep them engaged, keep them excited. I think we've done enough here. We know people are excited about the brand and the products. That's great, but they're not doing the right thing in terms of logistics to execute acquisition of their product properly and make it a good experience. Wow. Ryan Cole, thank you so much. Ryan gifted 5 more Toy Habits memberships. So nice of you, Ryan. So 5 more of you out there are going to get the Toy Habits membership for this month. That's super nice of you.
That's so nice of you, Ryan. Thank you. Joshua Robbins makes a good point. Like eBay should join force and don't allow scammers to sell them on there, but we can't dream, right? Yeah, I mean, eBay has to make money. Mattel has to make money. There's I love Dan Diego's comment. Why does Mattel hate us? Yeah, there's so much hate for Mattel in this chat. It's unbelievable. But everybody's got to make money. So I think that's probably why they haven't kicked into the curb yet, right?
I know. It's so unfortunate because, we all want to enjoy this hobby. This is a hobby for fun. And they got to know that for the Origins line, even though they tried to market it for kids as well as adults, so that it's kind of a cross-generational product, mostly adult collectors are the ones who are buying this. And we're not having a good time in terms of our collecting experience. And they should know that by now. I'm sure they're well aware of it. So handing over these incredibly sought after figures to Walmart as exclusives is not the smart thing to do, Mattel. If you're listening, we love your product. We love Motu. We're so dedicated and we want this line to succeed. Please stop giving these things to Walmart.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. And it's funny because like these are either figures that should have made it in the line in the late 80s before it got canceled, or it's like Reptilax, where it's a concept that Axel Jimenez sketched up for the Motu Classics line that never made it into existence. Yeah. Like they're saving all of the really cool stuff for Walmart, and it's painful because like we would love to have all of these and not have so much hassle just trying to get them.
I know. It's very frustrating and it's unfortunate, and I feel bad for like all of us as a community to have to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, and Joshua, like my heart of hearts says yes, they'll probably be showing up in Walmart stores like Duplico did, but again, like the distribution is horrible. And so like some stores won't even get them. There'll be stores that get 50 of them. And I think what we have to do as a community is really bond together and try to help people out. If like we see them, like don't be tempted to become, one of Flip War's minions and make a little side scratch, which, I can't blame people for. Like, I don't know anyone's situation financially, but I think what will happen is like with Mossman, right? Like Rob 2023 scored us Mossman, and I still have not seen him in my Walmart.
I know. I've only seen him in one Walmart, and I've checked, half a dozen or something, and that's the only store I ever saw him show up in. So I am not holding my breath that I'm going to see any of these on a Walmart shelf in my area, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. And I mean, like Vipor is awesome because now that you have Eternia, this is basically an action figure that is a homage and the epitome of the Viper Tower.
I know. Every time I look at Viper Tower, I was like, I can't wait for Vipor to come out. Like it's like Vipor, it's like the Viper Tower in a figure. Like he's so cool. I love that. He even has the little like, chains.
Yeah.
Chains hanging off of his neck. It's absolutely an awesome homage to that tower. And I would love to have this in figure form. And he even has, I mean, in the sketch, you got the little like manta ray that's sitting in the moat, which is really cool. I don't know if that's his pet, but I love this. I mean, it's incredible. And, hearing that this was going to Walmart really upset me, to say the least.
Yeah, it was like, oh, cool. Wait.
I know. I was just gonna say, have you seen like that little like emoji of like Hubert, and it's got like all the little symbols because he's cursing? Yeah, like, that's how I felt.
Yeah, it's like the Obi-Wan quote. Thousands of voices, millions of voices rang out in terror.
Exactly, screaming no.
Let's see. Yeah, so I think like TNL Toys has a good point. Like, if we have to be patient with this stuff, I think the figures are slotted to ship in July, and so we have so many contacts that are across the United States, and we can figure out where to pin these things down once they start showing up in stores, because it would hurt. It would actually hurt Walmart stores not to put them in Walmart because they don't make a ton of money. Like, they make a lot of money on the site compared to their store sales, they don't really make a lot. So they need to drive that traffic into the stores, and this is one way to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all I can say is all we can do is band together as a toy community, help each other out. If you see these figures in your stores or piling up in your stores, let people know, and hopefully help out fellow collectors and help them get one, because I don't think there's going to be another way unless people resort to paying scalper prices. And we got to do something to quash that activity so that they don't keep doing it anymore,
right?
Because if we keep bowing down to their tactics, they're just gonna keep it up. So we got to find a way to help quail it.
Yeah, and Nuno Biz, yes, this is Vipor, the red snake that is also going to be coming, that was teased on the Mossman box art and in that book by Axel Jimenez and Zrito. That one has yet to come out. So yeah, so there's how many 4 now that we know about that are probably going to Walmart? Necroconda, that unnamed snake person who's the red character, Reptilax, and
really cool.
Vipor. Yeah. So
Yep. And it's sad because like Necroconda is another one of the translucent figures, and it's gonna be like a kind of translucent green plastic like Mossy here, and with his little like soft goods, hoodie and everything. Oh my god, he's so cool. I'm really bummed about that.
Can someone drop the ship date? I guess when these are supposed to get shipped in the chat. I think I'm recalling July off the top of my head, but I really would love confirmation of that. Somebody who ordered it, and like when you go into your orders, like accidentally don't cancel it. So we just want to know the ship date.
Yeah, just take a look at when it says it'll ship, so we have an idea. But I think it was supposed to be around July. That's awesome. Go ahead.
And like the other wave 3 and 4 Turtles of Grayskull Walmart exclusives, I hope they're not saving those for another Walmart Collector Con. That would just be so like like a huge like double slap in the face. Like,
oh, I'm sure they are. Because I think these are supposed to hit sometime in the late to midsummer, so they'll probably slot the next ones to the next Collector Con, unfortunately.
yes.
7/15.
And thank you, Rob, for keeping your eyes open again. I really hope that if they do start showing up in stores, that you're able to get them like you got a Moss Man for us. So thank you.
So it looks like mid-July. Everyone's kind of getting a date around then.
Excellent. Yeah. So, patients, they always put the stuff up for pre-order months before they come out. So I know it's always hard when you don't have like a secured pre-order, but I think these will definitely be hitting shelves, and I would love to see them come to the store. But actually, what I'm like also pissed about is the packaging for the figures too.
Oh my God. I know. So I think me and you had the same reaction when we saw the packaging for Lord Grasp and Terror, because we were hoping that those were going to now be transitioned onto the Powers of Grayskull card backs, and they weren't. They were still on the Rise of the Snake Men, which I know they are Snake Men, but they're technically Powers of Grayskull characters. So that was a little bit of a bummer to see that, right?
Yeah, and like they have the Powers of Grayskull card art, obviously, right? It's like, why not?
It's right here.
Right. It's like, why not make these as they were intended? And that makes me think, like, if they want to reissue this, like they could easily print a new batch on those cards. I think that would be amazing to make those Mattel Creations exclusives.
I totally agree with you. Maybe they will. And you know what we need right now, Michael, to save us all? We need a hero.
We need a hero. We totally do. Yeah, because I really don't want to go through this whole mess again with these cool figures, and also just any other figures that they're planning to put on Walmart. So
I know,
crazy.
It's
crazy.
It's just so unfortunate. Black Phoenix. I need a hero. I got a matching T-shirt. I need a hero. These will go on the shop soon. Anyway, new design.
Yeah,
if anyone wants to.
Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, so I guess the news is bittersweet. Yes, we're getting to more Snake Men that Axel Jimenez created but never saw the light of day in the Origins line, but who knows when and if they're going to show up. If we're going to be saving them for the Walmart Collector Con that's coming up in the fall. Who knows?
I guarantee you they are, because they're a business and they're there to make money, unfortunately. But we had some other cool news in terms of classic Mattel Creations exclusive figures, which brings us to this amazing tease of a spinning. What did it say again, Michael?
Let's see. Spinning Secret. A powerful
spinning secret.
Yeah, it's a powerful hero joins the Origin collection, which is awesome.
That's so cool. So you all know, we saw him. He just flung his shield. We did see Cyclone displayed at San Diego Comic-Con last year. We were waiting with bated breath. There he is. And it looks like he's going to be up on Mattel Creations on the 21st, right?
Yeah, it's so funny, All Music fan. It's like we go from like bad, like worse to bad for international collectors on Mattel Creations, and we're so sorry that Mattel is trying to figure out their issues with their international shipping. I really don't know what's going on behind the scenes there, but love the little nod to the song "You Spin Me Round."
You spin me right round, baby, right round. That's so cool. I can't wait for him to come out. Do you think they're going to retain the spinning action feature on him?
They have to.
Did they mention that at SDCC last year?
Well, I forget if they did or not, but the arms for Cyclone, they're constructed differently so they can kind of flap out, right? Yeah, like you're doing right now. So yeah, they would have to they would have to do that. You should just make that into like a fan or something.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Oh, Nunya bit.
Little fidget toy.
It is. Nuno Biz said that they will, so that's awesome.
Oh, great. Well, I can't wait for Cyclone. Again, very sorry to the international collectors. Maybe Mattel will work out their problem before their big revealed event. But they do have a lot of cool stuff that's supposed to happen during that event on the 21st and 22nd.
Yes. Yeah, so I forget when the Motu section is coming, but it's funny because they were like, oh, submit questions for Q&A. Like, I think they've done that once before and it was horrible. Like, I don't like when they do that. It's like they'll just kind of either select like the lowball questions that are like really straightforward and they won't really get into other things.
Yeah, I think that was just whatever. We'll pass on that. But totally looking forward to Cyclone going up for pre-order. It can only be none other than him. And we also did get a little bit of a sneak peek to another Mattel Creations exclusive, which is none other than Extendar. And that was an in-hand view of him. And the actual figure is done. The package is done. And this looks incredible. And there was a tease for Dragster and the Filmation Doom Tower Fright Zone on there, right?
Yeah, it just looks like the Fright Zone, but yeah, I mean, again, like Dragstore has never been teased, but how cool is this to get to see like the figure on card even before it's even announced by Mattel, or like we know that it's coming to Mattel Creations. It's probably the next thing that's coming up.
Oh, totally. You know, they already have him done. He's probably already producing those boxes, probably sitting in some warehouse or on a ship on his way over here. So it's obviously coming. But you know what else is on that card back, Michael? But what? I think we did see Dragstore really tiny on the Eternia box art, right? But you know what else is on there that I don't think people really focused on? And I'll tell you. We have Filmation Hordak and Filmation Leech right there at the front and forefront of the card back. You see their heads poking out right here on the front of the yeah. So that's the second time we got them, because we did see them on the back of Rock-On's package. So that's just going to be more confirmation that those guys are coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was Blast Attack who was running down that hill.
It was Blast Attack. Yeah. You're actually totally right. Not Dragster. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, he's a cool figure. I have him hanging somewhere behind me if he's on the floor.
Oh, okay.
But no, I'm excited for him to join the ranks and build out the horde. But yeah, if it's so funny that Mattel is teasing, they're using these cards to tease both Origins figures and cartoon collection figures, which is fun.
And it's funny because they have Grizzlor on there too. So are they going to come out with another version of Grizzlor, or maybe he's just filling in the background?
Yeah, I mean,
because that's his like classic look.
Yeah, they could have put Mantenna in there, honestly. So, or just swap them out. But yeah, I think they just needed somebody else in there.
Yeah, but seeing Leech and Hordak on there, it's very cool. So, the only thing is that Leech's pauldron is green and it's not yellow. It's not the Filmation color.
Oh, so maybe this is just
maybe it's just Origins characters on there. But I don't know. I mean, they're still putting it out in the ether, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
we can dream.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, this thing was also on eBay in hand, so I know that some people have it en route and are getting it. And so are these just things that fall off the truck, or this is a case where a certain online retailer has gotten them and hasn't put them up for sale yet, or there's some speakeasy that people can go in to buy like all these figures that just fall off the truck.
It's like a back alley somewhere, or they're picking them up.
Oh yeah, this is exactly the one that I saw. It's there were, I think, 3 or 4 in hand on eBay for $200, and they sold like that. It was really fast.
Yeah, and I absolutely know the Cartoon Grizzlor has groomed for, and most of the time, like on the Motu Classic, he was all plastic. But you know me, I always love the furry version.
Yeah.
That's absolutely my favorite. But this is going to be a really cool figure. So, a lot of Motu news this week, but there was a couple other kind of curveballs and surprises that hit us in terms of toy news this week as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I
I'm
had
gonna.
never heard about either. So
I'm sorry, what was that?
it's like a toy line that I had never ever even heard about either.
Oh my God, yes. So it's funny because I saw this early. I saw a few images of this pop up, and then all people, Allison Troy also text messaged me, and she's like, "Hey, have you seen this this little stop motion video?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I just saw that float by my social media, and I was like, oh my God, this is really cool." So I texted you about it, and it was none other than Street Sharks, and you were like, "Oh, okay," like that. I've never heard of them, but that's interesting. I'm like, no, people are going to be really jazzed about this. Am I allowed to play this video or not? Or are we going to get straight? It's okay.
I wouldn't, but
Okay,
I mean,
so we won't go there. But anyway, this was a 1990s toy line.
Cut it out.
Yeah, that's okay. Following in the footsteps of toy lines like TMNT and all those other like anthropomorphic animal toy lines. Street Sharks was a 1990s very popular toy line at the time, and it looks like they are re-releasing them, and they're going to be in Motu Origins-esque bucks, which is really awesome. And they're going to start with 3 figures in the first wave, which are going to be very reminiscent with their packaging of the way they looked in the 1990s. But these guys are pretty cool. I mean, it's it's got sort of like Motu Origins arms and legs. They're obviously all brand new sculpts, but it's said to have like a real shark skin feel. So there's a little bit of a texture like the vintage figures used to have. They're supposed to have some kind of chomping action, although I don't see articulation joints in here, so I don't know if it's maybe a little bit of a softer skin or plastic or something on it that's going to allow the jaw to chomp up and down. And each of the figures is going to have a different action feature. So if you take a look at the box here for Ripster, it says power punching action, which is really cool. It is Justin. So he's gonna punch. And then we have the hammerhead shark jab, which is going to have a headbutting action. So I guess he's going to hit people with his giant hammerhead over here, which is really cool. And he's got a little camo pants on, which looks awesome. And these look, really similar to the vintage versions. And they come with these little shark cages. And these are going to be able to actually modularly like connect to make a bigger shark cage. So you can kind of display your figures in them. And then there's this baddie here, which is called Slash Drill Nose. I guess he's going to have some kind of drill nose action. It looks like a big conch shell sitting on the end of his nose. But very very 90s-esque looking figures with all the modern articulation you could want. But people were very excited about these. I was surprised. There was a lot of hubbub the day they were announced.
Yeah. I think these came out in the 90s, so I think I was out of like buying toys at the time or just watching.
So was I.
Yeah, but like Scotty, hopes that they have the same body as the Origins line, and they hope they're interchangeable with them. That'd be super fun. Like if they kept the arm pegs the same and like the joints, the ball joints for the head, you can make some really kooky things.
Oh my God, that would be incredible. Like you can see here, like the arm joint looks very similar. The head, obviously, this is all integrated in the torso. So on this big guy, you wouldn't be able to swap out anything on the head. And the same thing with Ripster, but maybe some of the arms.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if you can like break them apart at the waist, and then if they have that part that holds on to them.
Yeah, that looks like that might be the same kind of feature, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of research on these too because I actually was out of collecting when these came out. I've heard of them. I just didn't have a lot of background onto the character names and individually what they were. But I actually did pre-order these because they look cool. Who doesn't like a shark toy? Especially if he has big chomping jaws.
Yeah, like sharks and dinosaurs never go out of style. Do you know how do you know if these are in scale with the Origins lines, or are they kind of pretty close?
They're like between 6 and 6.5 inches, so they're a little bit taller, but that's okay because it's a shark. So in Origins Land, you can probably just scale them together. I'm sure they would look great with them.
Stinky Cat Butt says, another wonderful YouTube username. These look so much better than the originals. Yeah, I think when toy companies redo stuff, sometimes they do make them look a lot better. Like the plastic technology and printing technology is so much better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, even if you're not a fan of like Street Sharks, like just to have like this cool like blue shark on your shelf, like who doesn't want that? Like it looks pretty cool, right?
It does look cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. These are a pass for me, but I can appreciate their coolness because I love sharks.
Yeah, so do I. But you know, I did pre-order them just because I love sharks and they look pretty cool. But I think I'm gonna cherry pick this line. I'm not gonna be like 100% all in, but they're cool looking, And some of the other figures, it's like hilarious. The the various get-ups they have. But there's like one that's got like rollerblades and another one that has like boxing gloves. Like there's a lot of pretty cool characters that looks like they're going to be in further waves. So we'll see what they have to offer us. But it's cool that Mattel is diving into this. Thank you very much for bringing back an awesome 90s toy property. And that just tells you like they're not afraid to bring back. Sorry, I just zoomed in way too much. My computer has a mind of its own there. They're not afraid to bring back properties that were kind of pop culture icons that people loved back in the day, and that kind of gives you hope for other stuff, right?
Totally. Yeah. So they only put 3 of those figures up and not the whole like lot that they were showing in the video.
No, but you know that the other ones have already been made because we already see them here in this image in the animation, the stop motion animation. All these characters were in there. So and then you can tell they're all the plastic figures. So they at least have their prototypes made. I mean, this guy's like super cool. He's got rollerblades on. Like, how fun is that?
It is. Yeah, these are pretty fun.
Yeah. They're a fun lot. And not only did we get awesome news for Street Sharks, but there was an image of these incredible remastered 1988 style TMNT Playmates turtles that look like they have Motu Origin-esque bucks. Obviously, these are by Playmates, so they're not like Motu Origins per se, but there was a solicitation that went up during the Toy Insider Spring Fling event, and these look really cool, Michael. I know you started collecting TMNT. Are you going in on these?
I think so, and it's funny because I just bought the 1988 one or versions that came out in like 2021, and I was like, really? I would have waited.
Well, have you opened those yet?
No, I'm not sure if I'm going to just yet. So I think I'm just going to see what comes up for their 88 line with articulation.
Yeah, it's because what I was going to say is those look great. Those look great to like keep on card because they're like exactly like the originals. So that would be like a nice wall display with your turtles.
Again, Walmart, right?
Yes, I cringed because there were 2 things that were shown, solicited, and the other ones were these like sketch kind of, like the original comic book style turtles that are going to Target. And there was a 50-50 chance. Why in the world did Walmart get the cool ones? Right. I mean, not that these aren't cool, but like, come on. These are like the original Playmates versions. You're killing me, people.
These are also Walmart exclusives again. Come on now.
I didn't want to open with that because everyone was going to like freak out. But it's only at Walmart. And they're coming out in July.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. Maybe they'll just hit the stores and they won't be actually whenever I go into Walmart, the glut of stuff that they have is TMNT. So maybe that's a good sign, a better sign.
Yeah. So hopefully they will have these. But you know what? Yeah, I'm totally getting these. I'm super excited. They do look a bit like ultra textury, like they do have extra warts or skin texture. Like there's a lot of texture on them. Maybe that's what they say, more deco, like they over decoed them.
That's funny.
More deco and articulation.
Yeah, it's like, more warts and articulation. Yay.
They're turtles, not frogs, people.
Right.
I don't know if turtles have words.
Yes. Good evening, Lawrence from A Punk with Toys. So happy you could join us. Check out Mr. Lawrence's channel on YouTube. He has some amazing content as always.
Good to see you, Lawrence. I was actually watching Lawrence just before this started because I was putting something together that we'll share at the end during toy hauls, and I wanted to make sure I was accommodating stuff in the right place. So I was watching his little unboxing. But these are super amazing, and it's great that like Playmates finally listened to the consumer, because all of us people who love collecting turtles, they've been re-releasing the classic figures for the longest time, remaking the same molds over and over and over again, just packaging and different packages, sets or etc. But they're just basically the same molds we had from the 80s, which I'm not complaining because it's cool, because now they've been doing other characters, but we've had the turtles re-released a billion times. We always wanted highly articulated, origin style, brand new classic turtles, and these are it. Unfortunately, they're going to Walmart.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like the Turtles of Grayskull were like a test bed for like the popularity of the line, and so they were like, okay, we have a decent amount of people that are wanting the Turtles of Grayskull. Obviously the figures have articulation there. Let's do a Turtles line with articulation.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it looks like. And Scotty Z70 says, "Will these have hard head or soft heads?"
Is that a thing?
Silver K, you have anything to say about that?
I know, right? Definitely don't like soft heads.
You don't want soft heads. They look like the heads look like they're going to be the same type of plastic as the rest of it. So I would assume it's just a more harder plastic, or that kind of other plastic that the rest of it's made out of. It doesn't look like sushi.
Damien, I don't have any memories of 90s tunes. I don't think I was watching cartoons in the 90s. But I did see your other comment about Whiplash. So just either email us on toyhabits@gmail.com or just reach out to us on Instagram and we'll figure
it out. No way, soft is the way to go.
What were there? Were there turtles that were produced with soft and hard heads? I know that like in some of the Motu figures, there were harder heads and some had squishier heads.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's absolutely the case. They did have some soft head turtles in the beginning of the line. Yeah, and I think they're they're sought after a little more. They're worth a little more. They were the first runs, absolutely.
Those can be the chase figures, right?
Yeah, I know, right? It's funny because I was at my local comic shop this afternoon, and we were talking about chase figures and like Build-A-Figure lines where they like put in that you get pieces to build a figure. And it used to be that with the Marvel Legends line they had like some big, I forgot what, the Giant Man or something, and he said like the last piece to finish Giant Man was a chase figure. Like, how were you ever going to finish your Build-A-Figure without finding the chase? Like, what genius thought of that? So the frustration in toy collecting has been going on for a long time.
It's a recipe for disaster is what it is.
Totally. And then it's like these are going to be easy to find at Target, but I much rather they have swapped the two. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Mattel got wise and they put kind of the cooler Build-A-Figures in the Target exclusives. So they knew that Walmart was an S show to begin with. That's probably why they don't have the Build-A-Figures in their deluxe exclusives.
Yep. Absolutely. And I'm so glad of that. Slacker is going to be another one. See, Scotty's Giant Man was never completed because he couldn't find the chase figure. Who can? That's why it's called a chase figure. So glad the Build-A-Figure on the Turtles of Grayskull went to Target.
Yeah, it's funny. Cora mentioned really high up in the comments, she already has Slacker too in hand. So she's like, wow, that's so cool. Yeah, I guess she had bought them at Smith's. So it looks like they're coming out at Smith's because one of the Masters of the Brewerverse on Instagram has Slacker as well, and he's from Germany.
Yeah,
Which
is really cool. So at
Totally
least Europe, that's awesome. You're getting them before us. I'm happy for you guys. That's really great.
Yeah, it's great.
You have the chef to tell creations, so good for you. That is really awesome. It is really awesome. And other toy news. I'm just trying to see if we had anything else big pop up. I think I think that a lot of stuff kind of catches us up to all the things at the last week.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff.
But there are some things. Go ahead.
I was gonna say there was a bunch, like when we had Mega J and Hatter on for the Flip War thing, like there was a bunch of stuff that, but I don't want to rehash like kind of couple week old news, but
no, but to catch up on that, just go ahead and go to toyhabits.com and you'll see all of the latest news for the last week or two on our front page of the website. So if you want to catch up, there's some really awesome card art teases on the Merman cartoon collection and Stratos card arts, which is really cool. And we had some news about Strobo and Plasmor being confirmed to be coming to the Powers of Grayskull line, which is awesome. Because as we saw, Plasmor was teased on the back of Lord Grasp's card art.
Yes. Very cool.
Yeah. That is awesome. And then there were some teases on Terra's card back art as well. So if you want to check those out, head over to toyhabits.com. So Michael, I did get some pretty cool toy hauls and some stuff in hand. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to share before we go into
I just want to run through the chat before you break out all your stuff. Rob 2023's mom wants to see what's on your mug. So it's Hero.
You see that? I need a hero. That's what it says right here.
There we go.
I need a hero.
All right. So Snout Spout is en route for me. Did you get your shipping notification for Snout Spout yet, Toy Sorceress?
I actually did not, but I had the Baroness of Toys actually ordered my Snout Spout so we can split shipping, and I think she did get the notice. So as soon as she gets it, she'll give it to me.
Got it. Am I sunburnt? No, this is it's a skin condition that I have that sometimes flares up at the worst times, especially for live streams. So it's funny because everybody, like when I would post pictures on Facebook, they're like, "Oh, use sunscreen," and I was like, "I can't. it's just the way my skin is."
Okay.
Yeah, Dan Diego, we're gonna put a pin in that one. Black Eye Flip or there's people that are getting their Snout Spouts. I know that Mr. Home Arcade got Snout Spout. Let's see. Oh my gosh, yes, you're welcome, Nuno Biz. Thank you for staying on top of these Motu figs and everything else you guys keep up with. It's really great. Yeah, I mean, this is more fun than our day jobs, so it's fun to do.
Oh, absolutely. I was just getting some props ready. Keep going.
Yes. All right. So let's see. Yeah, I think that was. People are still waiting to rock on it. What happened?
Oh no, I just banged into my desk and caused a little bit of an avalanche. Don't worry about it.
People are still waiting for rock on. Yeah, I know there's a couple folks in the chat that still have not gotten their rock on yet. So.
We need to take care of that.
Totally. But yeah, let's see what you got.
So just before the stream started, this dawned to my doorstep, and it's already been taken out of the package, but I did get my Vamp, and Clutch is already driving it. So we'll take a look at that in hand. And I also wanted to compare him to the vintage. And if you want to see the side of the box, there is Clutch with his wrench in his hand, and there is the back of the package, which is really awesome. It's a pretty big box. You can see compared to the size of my head.
Yeah, so cool.
I'll grab this sucker out. It is very cool. So I know there's
Oh,
a lot
wow.
of pictures already floating around online, but you can see how incredibly big it is.
It's huge.
It is big. And then
Yeah. It's like a compact kind of 4-wheel drive vehicle.
Yeah.
I guess it could have been a heck of a lot larger too.
It could have. It's actually a really nice size. You can see kind of some of the interior. It's got like real reflective mirrors on it, and the windshield does fold down, which is kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
He wants the windows in space. Flip it back up. The only thing I can't figure out, and I think a lot of people are having like weird issues, is where do you put like these little guys? They don't seem to sit flush. There's like a little shelf right here in front of this gunner area for them, but they don't stay like flat, which is just a little tiny little bit of annoyance because they should have designed that a little better where they maybe like clipped down or snapped into something. These little guys, because they stay kind of crooked little boxes. That's the only annoying thing. The rest of this like looks great. Like it even has these little boxes here. You got the axe on the back, and the fire extinguisher it's clipped on. Oops, I just loosened it, but it clips on in the back in there.
Mr. Chad Guru says you have them upside down, so maybe that's a good thing to take a look at.
I tried them various different ways, and this is the way that they kind of stayed in there the best. I'll try and flip them around again, but I've put them in several different directions.
Yeah, but he was also excited to see that and got to put his together today too.
That is awesome. And here's a comparison with the vintage Vamp. So you can see
it looks so small.
How freaking big it is in comparison to this little guy.
Get in my belly. It's so tiny. Little mini.
I know. It's like this looks like a little mini vehicle sitting on top of it. So it's really awesome. Like they did an incredible job, and it's got some nice heft to it. The seats look great. The interior looks really nice. I don't know if you guys can see the side. There's a whole dashboard in there. So this thing's really fun. Hopefully whoever wanted one picked it up. It's even got a winch.
Nice.
So this will have some nice backyard adventures. Can't wait to.
Yeah, that'll make a good stinger too.
Oh my god, absolutely. And that's going to be coming, right?
Totally.
Oh, and then, we got to get the Tiger Force version of this as well.
Oh, right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
And speaking of G.I. Joe.
Because Lord knows we need another Ram cycle.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, that's just what we needed. I think you picked up the whole wave, but I just picked up these two guys. So I got Stalker, which I have not opened yet, but he does have a painted head, a painted face, in case anyone is wondering, and also Gung Ho. These guys look great.
Very cool.
You just got to get them out of the box. Did you got the rest of the wave, Michael?
Yeah, they're just sitting in boxes.
Did you compare this from the...
Yep.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, they're just sitting in their Entertainment Earth boxes because I don't have all the shelves in my room yet. So, like, I know. I'm not opening much.
I know. I've got more. And then he also came. So I got Mumbo Jumbo from the Silverhawks wave. He looks really cool. I'm going to pick up the other ones as they I think I want to get Hot Wing, but he's been kind of sold out. And I think I'll pick up the rest of the wave when they go, on sale. But Mumbo Jumbo looks really cool.
Yeah, he does look neat.
His face. He is awesome. And then I did some vintage toy shopping. I've been picking up some pretty cool stuff, but because I've had a little bit more free time, I keep watching way too much like toy hunting videos by like Pixel Dan and Ed's Retro Geek Out, and they're once you kind of complete your vintage Motu collection, you start kind of branching out into other stuff. And something that's been kind of interesting me is I've been getting into these old school Remco figures. I don't know if you've seen, but there's some vintage ones. So this little guy is a Hercules, which he has some Motu weapons in his hand because I did not get weapons. And then this is a cool little dragon from the Imperial Toy Company, I believe, but it has kind of like a battle cat harness on him, so the figures can ride on there, which I thought was really cool. So these are kind of like those 1980s like knockoff toys. But the Remco figures are really cool. So I got him. I've got this other warlord guy. He's very, very cool. Again, I've been just kind of fitting him out with some extra accessories I had because those didn't have any. And then I found these other really cute, like they have like these warrior beasts. So there's these two kind of gecko guys just because they look so cute. So there's this purple gecko, and then this other yellow and green guy. He looks really cute. And that is actually the weapon he goes on. And then I bought him a little vintage. This is a dragon from Crystar, but I just thought it looked really cute, and he can ride it. So now I'm gonna have a very cool Remco shelf full of these figures. So I got one or two more on their way. I got a pirate this morning, which looks really awesome, and this other raven character. It's another animal dude. So those are a lot of fun. It's fun to like kind of branch out into other toy lines that you never really got to collect. And I love kind of opening up to new different things that I haven't seen before, because it makes collecting fun and interesting, and it just kind of opens you up into another realm.
Totally does. Question from Nuno Biz: do you have a complete vintage Motu collection? If not, what's highest on your wish list?
I think I have everything except I'm trying to think of any of the figures at the I don't have Wondar, and I think that's probably the only one that I'm missing. Oh, I don't have like Dragster just because he didn't Dragster and Extendar. There's a couple like really handful of figures that I didn't get, but I would say 98% complete. I do have Scareglow. I do have King Randor. I do have a Sorceress. I do have Rio Blast. Like all of those kind of more harder figures to get. I do have a Mosquitor, a Ninjor. For all of those kind of higher figures to attain, I have them, but I don't have Wondar, which I know you do, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So do you have a complete, right?
No, I'm missing a few. So I'm just kind of waiting for some of them to go down in price. I think once they start putting the origin versions of these things out, I think they'll kind of dip in price a little bit.
Exactly. And I don't have the dinos, Neil Hunter hide, but I have most of the vehicles. And I don't have a vintage Snake Mountain, but that was purposeful because I knew the origin Snake Mountain was going to be coming out, and I just didn't want to take up more space. But I do have a vintage original Castle Grayskull, and then like all of these other vehicles. I've got a Dragon Walker, I've got an Attack Track, I've got a Ram, I've got a Battle Ram. I'm looking up on my shelf. I do have Stridor, I've got a Road Ripper, a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, packed away.
That's cool.
But I have a lot of the vehicles.
That's good. Yeah, I think the skull kid stole back Majora's Mask, Dave. So that'll be that. I'm not sure what to do with the stuff that's up in my old previous room now that I'm building this one out. So maybe Majora's Mask will make a reappearance, or maybe it won't.
Well, you will have a little bit of the real estate in that room left after you move your stuff. So maybe you can have a little section left over there. Maybe with your video game stuff. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
I hope so.
Well,
yeah, I think Mr. Tidbits and Twine is wanting that room back again. So I'm like,
oh, the whole thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right.
But it's still gonna be so cool. Like I can't wait to see how you fit out your room. I'm super excited. I know you're slowly.
I can't either. Yeah, I'm trying to get the bookcases I want just off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace because I don't have to put them together myself. They're already built, and a lot of them are in good condition. So I'm going to pick up another one tomorrow.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it was a lot of work to get them all put together. Just receiving like all the boxes, and it's quite an investment in time and everything. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it would be. Actually, I wish the first 4-figure company would make an ocarina. Then I would totally display it along with Majora's Mask. So that's a good point, Dave.
Yeah, that is so awesome.
You got something else down there?
Yeah, I do. I picked up a vintage Gomez from my comic shop, which was kind of cool.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, he's cute. I always wanted to get Lurch, but they didn't have him. And then I also found Ken from the Jada Toys Street Fighter collection. So that's going to be my second figure. I'm cherry picking, but collecting most of the figures in this line. This is only the second one I've gotten, but these are really nice. Like, the articulation is wonderful. The design is totally classic. If you love Street Fighter, I highly recommend picking up these figures because they are.
That's very cool. So, like, just to be clear, it's not Ken from Toy Connections. You got a
Ken. It isn't Ken from Toy Connections.
Yeah, and actually, this coming weekend, Brick and I are going to meet Ken in person. So he's visiting his sister about an hour and a half away from us. So Brick and I are going to take a road trip over to the city where his sister lives. So we'll get to meet these people that we only see online. So it's really fun.
That's going to be so fun. I'm so excited for you guys. Yeah, that's incredible. It's like a Toy Tuber reunion.
Oh, totally. Do you have any Police Academy figures?
I used to when I was a kid growing up. I unfortunately sold them or gave them away probably sometime, in high school or something like that. I haven't reacquired them. So that might be, another toy line I eventually dive into.
Got it. And Senor Punk with Toys, where did you get this Ken from?
Also from the comic shop. So, but I think he is showing up on, I think he's available right now on Amazon and BBTS. He should be in stock. He is available on Entertainment Earth, but I think still for pre-order, and Target. People are finding him in Target stores as well. So check your Target stores.
Yes. Giraffe wants to know if there's a good Golden Girls / Empty Nest toy line. I did see the Golden Girls in Target probably maybe last year. I think NECA put out some of the 4 Golden Girls. So yeah, if you want to look on eBay, Giraffe, if you're not joking, you can get your Golden Girls on.
I do actually see them from time to time. Like, I'll walk by the collector section in Target, and Sophia is sitting there staring at me on the shelf.
Oh, cool. Tidarium Hanger got Ken at Target. That's good. Of course, Kenzo is Ken, right? So
yes,
you didn't steal Ken.
You are Ken. You had to get Ken, right? That's awesome. That's so cool. So yeah, those are great figures, and they're going to be making basically the whole lineup from Street Fighter.
Oh my gosh, awesome. Wookie Sasquatch has probably the best comment of the day. They should name it Walmart Con the Collectors. They sold out.
That is absolutely right, Wookie Sasquatch. You totally nailed it. Oh, there's Chewy. He's agreeing with you, Wookie Sasquatch. He loves that. Chewy knocked over when I bumped my desk.
Cool. All right, other questions. Do you know when Cartoon Collection Merman and Stratos go up for order, and is the fan favorite for that wave Triclops? Yes, and yes. I think the Cartoon Collection, if you're not getting them early from an online retailer, I think they do go up in April. So,
yeah, that's when they're supposed to come out, and Stratos is doing a flyby. He's really cool. They did a wonderful job on these guys. I actually really like them. Yeah.
They did a fantastic job on both of those things.
Yeah. The Cartoon Collection, they're knocking him out of the park.
Yeah.
I can't wait for more to come. And always stay tuned to toyhabits.com, because we always have a lot of upcoming Cartoon Collection news for you guys. We did have some reports on the upcoming characters and things.
Yeah, all those evil warriors. It's like, where are the heroic warriors? And I want to see who's on that list with them.
So do I. That's going to be very interesting to see who they pair everybody up with, because we've got some awesome evil warriors that are going to be coming out.
Yeah, we do. Well, awesome.
Cool.
All right. Any more stuff to cover, or are we good?
I do, but I don't have to share it. It's okay. Do you have any cool toy hauls that you wanted to share, handy, or
we
any
get
fun
pretty much the same
shopping
stuff,
experience?
so all of my stuff is
Yeah,
in boxes anyway. So no.
I know. It's going to be like that for a while for you because you're in flux, you're in transition, switching rooms. So
Yeah. Oh, actually, Neil, yes, we do have an update on She-Ra coming to the Origins cartoon line. We'll put this out at some point on the website, but I think we got our wires crossed, thinking that She-Ra was going to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but the release of that figure is set to come out before San Diego Comic-Con. So at least she's not going to be maybe super hard to get. So yeah, I think she'll just be a normal released figure that just comes out about the same time as San Diego Comic-Con in July.
Yeah, which is going to be really good news for collectors. So
yes. Yeah, and actually the cartoon collection stuff is showing up at Target too. So,
I was just about to say that. Yeah, someone posted a picture of finding Skeletor, right, in a Target.
Yep. Yeah, which is nice because it was cool seeing the Origins line if you could find one at Target, but it's actually neat to see the cartoon collection stuff showing up there too.
Absolutely. Like I've been seeing the Turtles of Grayskull, just the Wave 1 figure showing up at Target so far. But it's still really cool to see them on the shelf and or hanging on the pegs. And now we're going to start seeing cartoon collection figures, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's always good to see stuff at retail.
Yeah. Now it's like for the really awesome figures, if they would kind of change course and not make them Walmart exclusives, it would make everybody so much happier.
Totally. Hega, yes. The question is, do you have info if Mattel plans to announce releases for the entire year anytime soon? I don't know if it's the entire year, but they do have their event on the 21st to 22nd of March. So Hega, if you go to our website, we have an article about it, so you can kind of dig up when Motu has their slot. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's that part of that revealed event that they're going to have a whole bunch of different lines where they're revealing new products for them, and it's going to be pretty cool. And that's part of what the Cyclone is going to be part of.
Yes. Any news on Necrocondo or Skeletor and Demigorgon 2-pack releases? Zero intel on that one. We've been looking high and low, but we're still trying to pin down Necroconda's Walmart listing. So just stay tuned for that. It looks like the Demigorgon and Skeletor 2-pack have been produced already, because I think that one producer of a television show was showing it off on Instagram. So that's kind of how we got that picture. But that one shares the same parts as the mutated Moss Man. So
So
that one's already
the tooling's done. That's all finished.
Yeah. So awesome.
Great. Well, with that, we'll look forward to next week's fun toy news, and watch out for some kind of coverage for WonderCon coming up at the end of the month. I'm super excited, and me and Michael are going to see if we can do a little mini toy room tour while he's here. I think that would be kind of fun. So that we can interact and go through kind of the new toy room, and so you all can see it and enjoy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see you and Cuz. So it'll be fun
in person. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun to hang out and then go check out WonderCon. So
I know
it'll be blast. And like I mentioned, Hasbro's going to be there in person. So with some new reveals. So that'll be really cool. I hope they show something like really awesome for G.I. Joe. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope so too.
What they have up their sleeves.
That'll be worth the price of admission alone.
Oh, absolutely. These cons are not cheap.
No. It's one of the more reasonable ones, but I'm still debating whether I should fly down there or just drive. So
it's totally up to you. Like San Diego Comic-Con, that was like sticker shock for a lot of the between the tickets to go and then the accommodations and all that stuff. It's
yeah, it's like I hadn't bought San Diego Comic-Con tickets in a very long time, and I was like, were they always this expensive? No.
yeah, I know, right? Especially when you go for the whole event.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We've had a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us in the chat. We always thank you guys for your support, for watching our channel, for being part of this awesome, amazing toy community. You guys have a great rest of your weekend.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.